There are two kinds of people on earth right now. Those who are operating in the economy of man and those who are operating in God's economy. Now you might be wondering, what exactly are you talking about? I got you. Watch this video. At the beginning of every year, we have amazing goals that we intend to accomplish in our lives. For some of us, it's winning a soul every week. For others, it's giving tens of millions of naira towards a favorite charity or ministry or church. But for every true believer, one of the things that we always want to do every year is to grow deeper in our relationship with God. We want to read more of the Bible, want to pray more consistently, want to fast more sincerely, and we want to get to know God more. But somewhere along the line, life happens. There are bills to pay, there are targets to meet, there are relationships to build. And before we know it, we stop reading the Bible as often as we used to. We stop spending time with God, we get distracted and caught up. If you're in that place right now, I'm not condemning you and I don't want you to be discouraged. I've got an amazing resource for you. This is why I'm happy to present to you copies of my brand new book called Refresh. In this amazing book, you're going to learn how to rediscover and how to relish and enjoy the pleasure of God's presence. It's a 21-day devotional that has lots of powerful content. It has premium material. In this, you will learn the basics of prayer, of waiting on God, of intercession, of reading the Bible, of meditating consistently, so that the Word of God is not like something you're reading from a textbook, but it really transforms your life. And one of the things I really love about it, which many other people who have read the book love about it, is that you have places for you to write out what you're going to do with what you've learned. There are also Bible passages that will help you reinforce all the core concepts in the pages of this book. So I wanted to place your order right now. It's going to change your life forever. It's time for you to refresh your walk with God and to grow deeper in the things of the Spirit. Refresh. Yeah, so that's it. If you haven't bought my book, Refresh, you want to do that right now. It's changing lives, transforming minds. It's bringing people into deeper levels of intimacy in their walk with God. Now back to the two kinds of people: those who are operating in man's economy and those who are operating in God's economy. What I want to share with you is 5 differences between man's economy and God's economy. Now there are about 15 of those differences I have identified. If you're interested in the 10 I will not be sharing here, leave a comment in the comment box and tell me why exactly you need 10 extra points when you possibly have not applied the first 5. All right, but drop a comment. So the very first difference is that man's economy is limited. It is limited and it is bound. It's limited by time and space. It's limited in volume, in value, in quantity. It's limited in essence. In other words, when you think about what people fight over in the markets, it's all about the limitations. Even if you're to travel from, say, Nigeria to America, your naira is limited. Your kobo, nobody even spends kobo any longer, right? Nobody spends kobo, but everybody is feeling the koboko. Not everybody, some people. Those who are in man's economy, they are feeling the bite. So if you were to go to United Kingdom, you have to change your naira to pound sterling, the only currency with a surname. Or if you were to go to Japan, you go to yen, and if you have yen in 3 places, that would be yen, yen, yen. Forget that point. So man's economy, it is limited. It is constricted. It is constricted. But God's economy is unlimited. God can supply your needs in any currency, in any culture, in every environment. Are there protocols? Are there principles? Absolutely. Are there steps to follow? Definitely. Are there things to observe? You bet. But the point is, the amount of wealth, treasures are unsearchable. God has creative ideas, innovation, great concepts, industries that man has not discovered yet. For example, 100 years ago, if you had said AI, people would have said, do you mean, hey, hi, right? Or hey, are you high, right? But now everybody's talking about AI, artificial intelligence and all whatnot. So can you imagine what else is possible in God's economy? Can you imagine what else our great-grandchildren will speak about 100 years from now if Jesus has not returned to establish his government upon the earth? Number 2 is the man's economy, because of the limitation of man, is based on scarcity. It's scarcity oriented. Even in the markets, when they want to sell, they'll say there are only 50 copies of this book left. There are only 5 units of this particular car, this brand of vehicles left. There are only 10 designs of this watch by Richard Mille left, right? It's all about scarcity orientation. But when it comes to the economy of God, God. Jesus says, come to me all who are thirsty. He says, anyone who comes to me shall I in no wise cast out. In other words, he's not thinking about scarcity, he's thinking about abundance. Out of your belly shall flow rivers of life-giving water. He says, he that believes in me shall have abundant life. So man's economy is about scarcity. God's economy is about surplus. It's about abundance. It's about excess. It's about having more than enough. Not to spoil yourself with, but to help others with. Have you realized something? Most of what we think about in the Bible that we look up to and admire and appreciate, whose stories we tell so passionately, like Abraham and Noah and Isaac and all the other great people, most of them were actually businessmen. I know that these days most people think that if God is going to use you, you have to be a pastor, evangelist, apostle, teacher, prophet, and all of that. But whether you are a clergy person or you're a business person, his kingdom can be established through your life. So whether you trade tomato and momo, or whether you're trading product development, UI, UX, artificial intelligence, or you're in the medical world, real estate, banking, insurance, or you're trying to figure out what you're doing, God has a plan for your life and he wants to infuse you with the wisdom and intelligence to fulfill his agenda. This is the reason we have hosted the King's Business and Career Fair for the last 4 years. We're having the 4th edition real soon, and it's going to be our biggest edition so far. There will be interactive sessions, business speeches, some monies will be won, and then we're going to have stalls, exhibitions where you can showcase your products, your services, the things that you've been working on. It's going to be amazing. I don't want you to miss it. So ensure you register right now, buy a stall, be a part of this, take advantage of the different offers that are available, throw in your business idea, get ready to win some money and network with people. We have amazing speakers who are going to be displayed on the screen or around the screen right now. Whatever you do, don't sleep on this one. Join the movement and let's make some money, but beyond making money, make kingdom impact and raise disciples who will not be begging anybody for sustenance, because they know that God is their Father and he's the King of Kings, not a king of beggars. See you at the King's Business and Career Fair. Number 3 difference between man's economy and God's economy. Man's economy, it is driven by greed and fear. Think about the markets. Think about the manipulation that occurs in different markets across the world, whether it's the S&P 500 or the FTSE or the NASDAQ or the Nigerian Stock Exchange. There are all kinds of games that people play behind the scenes to give themselves a better chance. You've heard the stories about Wall Street, the wolf of Wall Street, the dogs of Wall Street, the chicken of Wall Street, the rabbits of Wall Street, the of Wall Street, right? All kinds of things there. But this is what I tell people: no matter how bearish or bullish the markets are, you can be confident that you carry the Lion of the tribe of Judah and you don't have to be sheepish. You get that? So man's economy is based on greed and fear. God's economy is based on grace and faith. So the way you receive of God is by understanding that everything is made available. He's made available by his lavish grace, the abundant supply of his goodness, of his kindness, of his good nature, of his beauty, of his excellence, of his power, of his capacity. And the way you access it, the way you receive it, is by faith. The way you receive what God has made available for you is not by oppressing people, manipulating people, looking down on people, cutting down people, stealing from people, but by having simple faith. And that faith has to be evidenced by works. Number 4, in man's economy, guess what they do? They hoard and they hide. That's still based on scarcity. And because they hoard and they hide, they're thinking about what is expensive and what is exclusive. But in God's economy, people don't hide and they hoard. Guess what they do? They hold and they help. This is how you know you're operating man's economy. You're thinking about how you can help other people. You're thinking about how you can hold up the right projects, the right assignments, the right mission, the right voices, the right things in society. You're not thinking about how to invest in things that destroy people, like unhealthy fun or unhealthy drinking or manipulation or perverted sexuality or all those kind of dirty things. You're thinking about how can I help help people who are hungry, who are starving, who need clothes, who need help, who need ministry, who need the gospel, who need discipleship, who need training, who need help and support in different areas of their lives. That is how you know that you're operating in God's economy. And the final thing I'm going to mention is that in man's economy, guess what happens there? People are very transactional. I did this for you last year, so you've got to do this for me this year. I was there for you on your wedding, so you have to be there for me at my burial, as if they're even going to know. I'm like, you're not going to die anytime soon. Amen? Yeah? But it's all transactional. But in God's economy, it is relational. In other words, you're thinking about relationships. You're thinking about the vital value that person represents in the scheme of God. So you don't look at someone and say, this person they even look so broke, they look disconnected, they look disenchanted, they look like they don't know what's going on, they don't know how. That's not how it works. Establishing the communication based on the fact that, number one, God has related with you, given you resources, abilities, skills, intelligence, and then you relate with people on that same basis of grace and love and faith and kindness. Now tell me, which of these 5 points would you consider the most striking for you right now, where you are in your life? I need to know. And then tell me what you think you need to do to make a shift from man's economy to God's economy. Because when you make that shift, you're going to enjoy more abundance. You begin to enjoy the fullness of God's possibility. I have a bonus point for you, but before the bonus point, watch this video about my ongoing tour across the world. I'll see you soon. I may not know much about you, but I know one thing about you. You are struggling with something, you have struggled with something, or you will struggle with something. It could be drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling, low self-esteem, insecurity, spiritual backwardness, spiritual stagnation, inferiority, envy, lust, jealousy, or some other vice. As human beings, as we navigate through life, different oppositions and hurdles stand in our way, and many times we feel too ashamed or too afraid to seek help, or sometimes we're too tired because we don't believe that there is a way out. Good news is there is always a way out for somebody who receives light. My name is Damilola Oluwatoyinbo, the Pastor of Kings. Having journeyed through life for 4 decades plus now, I've seen a multiplicity of struggles, not only in my life, but in the lives of those that I've mentored, coached, trained, and pastored. And now I'm super excited to bring the message of freedom to the nations of the world. So whether you're in Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Canada, United States of America, United Kingdom, I will be coming to you or somewhere around you over the next couple of months as I bring a message around freedom, that you can be free by the wisdom, the grace, and the power of God. Join me on the Freedom Tour. Tell somebody about this and look forward to connecting with you live at one of my events. It's time for you to be free. All right, so that's it. It's the Freedom Tour. Tell your friends about it. Tell your friends in the United States of America, in Canada, in Uganda, in Kenya, in the United Kingdom, across Nigeria. Let people know. And if you're in any city where I'm coming very soon, you want to show up with your friends and family and loved ones. If you can't show up, you can give towards it. If you can't give towards it, you can help publicize it. If you can't publicize it, you can help pray about it. Bonus point: the difference between man's economy and God's economy. And this is very important. Man's economy is based on lust, what I can have, a strong desire for self-aggrandizement, for being better than other people. But God's economy is based on love. So let me ask you a question. If you got $1 million today, who else will benefit from it? If you got 2 billion naira today, who else would you include in that budget? If all you're thinking about is yourself and what you can do and where you can go, you might be operating in man's economy. In fact, you are operating in man's economy. But when you begin to include other people, particularly those who may not be able to pay you back, then you are becoming more godly in your orientation of resources. I trust that you got something here, and I pray for you that you make the switch right now. You might not be a manufacturer of electrical appliances, but you can still make a switch. Did you get that? Post your comments in the comment section. Share this video with somebody. Let me know how much of a blessing it's been to you. And I look forward to speaking to you again in the next video. I'm Damilola Oluwatoyinbo, the pastor of Kings, and I'll talk to you sometime soon. Until then, keep thriving in the things of God.